But breaking first tonight at 5, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a long-awaited ceasefire and hostage deal. You're taking a live look right now at the Western Wall in Israel, where news of the deal has prompted a number of celebrations tonight. The deal is in the first phase of President Donald Trump's plan to end the years-long deadly war in Gaza that has killed thousands of people and reshaped the Middle East. The agreement announced by President Trump was short on details and left many unresolved questions. The president now saying the hostages could be released Monday or Tuesday. He also said last night that he may fly to Egypt this weekend to finalize any deal. We're going to have a lot more on this breaking story on WHAS 11 News coming up for you in just about 10 minutes. Right now to our top local story here at home. Harvest Homecoming returns this year with some added security. The first year since the deadly shooting shattered lives. Hello, everyone. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. No more rides, though, after innocent bystanders, police said, were shot in that area of the festival last year. And this is the first homecoming since that shooting. Corridon football star Bryce Gerlach died in the shooting. 2 others were injured. The festival was canceled early as a result. 5 people have been arrested in connection to that shooting, and 2 have already been sentenced for their role. Our Ian Hardwick and photojournalist Jessica Farley join us live from downtown New Albany.
Ian, you've been there for a few hours today. What have you found that people are really going to notice when they show up this year? Are the changes going to be pretty visible?
Yeah, Doug, you can see it as soon as you show up. I'm over here by Bank and Spring Streets, where New Albany police actually have some of their cars posted up here. But there are these new signs this year. They say it's a family-friendly zone. They're reminding people no weapons are allowed inside of here. Then there's also the barriers that were added this year. These are enough to stop a car, we're told. But if you look further in the crowd, you can actually see cameras are spread all throughout in the crowd, with New Albany and Floyd County Sheriff's deputies patrolling through the people. The streets were all smiles today, though. Several people told me they treat this like a family reunion, coming from parts of Kentucky to see their loved ones in southern Indiana. Jeff Lurson came from Shelbyville and shared his thoughts on the added security.
I don't know how much we need them versus is it an overreaction to stuff? Is it that we want to send the message that we care about everybody's safety?
Yeah.
I guess the message is loud and clear, but I'm not sure we really need them. But it's nice to have. I don't think they cost that much, and they're reusable.
This year, the festival board expects 700,000 visitors. We also asked the organizers on why there weren't any rides this year. Well, they cited financial concerns, but that ride area was where that shooting took place last October. I'm live in New Albany for WHAS 11 News, on your side.
Thank you for that new update there from Harvest Homecoming in New Albany. Now, the Harvest Homecoming Festival began its celebration in New Albany earlier today. The booths are open now for the annual fall staple with contests, food, sports, and everything that says fall in southern Indiana. The festival runs today through Sunday, October 12th. Hours are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, and then noon to 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, a scary social media trend is alarming law enforcement in southern Indiana. Now, what you see there is the so-called door kick challenge that was happening in Tampa, Florida. That one from July. Now, a North Vernon, Indiana homeowner says a similar situation happened to her family.
Over the weekend, she says teenagers tried kicking down her door, and one appeared to be armed. WHS 11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Connie Offit have the warning from police.
Authorities are warning about a dangerous trend going around online. This is the door kick challenge. The footage you see here was from an incident in Tampa, Florida, released from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. But victims of this so-called prank live right here in Kentuckiana.
The consequences of this prank are so detrimental both to the homeowner as well as to the perpetrators, the suspects, that could turn deadly.
Cody Lau is the chief deputy for the Jennings County Sheriff's Office in North Vernon, Indiana. It's about an hour north of Louisville. He's investigating a similar scenario that happened in this rural town.
It came in through dispatch, a woman hysterical, somebody's kicking on her door. Obviously, that's going to scare anybody. This was late at night.
He's describing what happened to a Jennings County family in the early hours Saturday morning. A family with 2 young children heard aggressive banging and kicking at their door in the middle of the night, and when they looked outside, they saw 3 teenagers, one who was armed with what looked like to be a handgun. The mother tells me this was the most terrifying moment of her life. Authorities say often in these incidents, the teens are armed with airsoft or BB guns.
Something that you can't really discern from the outside in a heated moment like this.
Especially at night, but yeah, even in the heat of the moment, if you were in a well-lit room, you're not going to be able to dictate those quick enough to make that split-second decision on whether you should or should not protect yourself.
Police say no shots were fired, and they've not confirmed if there was a gun. But authorities say they did find evidence of the door being kicked.
She believed it to be malicious intent.
Right. Why would anyone think anything different?
The victim and police have one strong message.
Parents really need to be aware of what their kids are looking at on social media and what may be influencing their decisions with their friends.
The 3 teens have been identified and police are investigating. In North Vernon, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
And the sheriff's office says none of those suspects have been charged yet.
Can it get any better than this for fall in Kentucky? And I really don't think it can. This is why we all stay at home this time of year. The fall breaks are over. You don't want to go anywhere. You just want to stay in Kentuckiana.
It's true. I didn't even have to turn the air conditioner on today, Mallory.
No.
It was chilly this morning, Mallory.
It was chilly. We had temperatures in the 40s outside of the city, lower 50s in the Louisville area, and we are looking at an even cooler night ahead. But let's take a live look outside. This is from our First Savings Bank camera over in Jeffersonville, part of our Shriners Children's Camera Network. It's going to be a beautiful fall evening, clear skies, low humidity, temperatures in the 60s dipping down to the 50s once that sun does set, and then 40s by early tomorrow morning. And part of the reason it feels so nice outside and temperatures are able to dip so low is because of the low humidity. Dew points are in the 30s and 40s. Satellite and radar, time is ticking along here on the clock, but we have obviously no rain to track and hardly a cloud in sight. So your hometown forecast for tonight, expect 40s for many of us, some upper 30s possible if those winds do decrease just enough in rural areas, especially in southern Indiana. So a chilly start to tomorrow and then a gorgeous afternoon, sunny and pleasant with high temperatures in the lower 70s. Looking nice this weekend as well. We'll take a look ahead at that forecast coming up shortly.
Mallory, thanks so much. And this just in the last 30 minutes, the New York Attorney General Letitia James was indicted by a federal grand jury after pressure from the Trump administration. James charged with mortgage fraud by U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan. Now, this comes just 3 weeks after the president's public demand for the U.S. Justice Department to charge his enemies. James's office was the one to bring civil charges of business fraud against Donald Trump in New York last year. Today's charges allege that she committed mortgage fraud because one of the documents related to her 2023 home purchase falsely indicated the property would be her primary residence.
Looking ahead now, Vice President J.D. Vance is slated to return to the Hoosier State tomorrow. The state Republicans continue considering redistricting. Vance is reportedly meeting with Indiana Senate Republican caucus, where they still have yet to reach an agreement on whether to draw a new congressional map. This marks his second trip to Indiana in just 2 months. His prior visit was also related to redistricting.
Right here tonight, the government shutdown is now in its 9th day, with millions of Americans, federal workers, forced to work now without pay. And now Congress also appears as divided as ever on the steps needed to get our government back up and running. Democrats are standing firm on their demands, a funding bill that extends Obamacare subsidies and rescinds Republicans' cuts to Medicaid, while Republicans are looking not to budge either. Furloughed workers are expecting to get one more paycheck tomorrow, reflecting their work through September 30th, and then they won't get paid again until the shutdown is over. Republican Senator Kentucky Rand Paul told us in an interview today he doesn't expect the shutdown to last much longer.
When it opens, it'll open with a 2-month spending level, and during that 2-month period of time, I think there'll be a negotiation over the Obamacare levels. But frankly, we're $2 trillion in the hole, and this is what I keep pointing out. There is no money.
Meantime, Republican Congressman Brett Guthrie of Bowling Green also told us separately that one of his big concerns is pay for military service members in Kentucky. He specifically pointed to Army installations just like Fort Knox.
Well, here at home today, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear announced he and Team Kentucky are going on a foreign trade mission across the Atlantic next week. They'll be making stops in London, Paris, and Dublin. And while there, Governor Beshear will personally meet with 45 different companies, 16 of which already do business in Kentucky, employing around 4,000 people. The goal of the trip is to strengthen the bonds the state already has with foreign investors while also forging new ones, something Governor Beshear says is more important than ever before amid President Trump's turbulent trade policies. And Kentucky currently has over 530 internationally owned facilities employing over 115,000 Kentuckians. The state of Kentucky ranks 5th nationally in foreign direct investment, or FDI, employment.